there, I'm your host, Rojas. It's been a while since we've done a video. Very long time, actually. Sometimes you kind of have to get away from things to get back to what you really want to do. In this video, I'm going to be starting out very simple with a Fresnel lens. A lot of you know we sell them on our website, greenpowerscience.com, or you can actually pick one up if you know where to look. The problem is, they're almost impossible to find right now. So this video is about finding one that maybe has a crack in it or has some damage to it that you can take care of to make it usable again. You shouldn't be afraid of any Fresnel lenses that have cracks, because if you do the right thing, you can stop the crack and actually mend the damage that's there. The lens that I'm using in this video has a pretty good amount of damage to it. I fixed it, so I'll show you that process, and also a very cool cleaning solution that if you do have a Fresnel lens, whether it's one that you restored yourself or one that you have that's in good condition but got dirty, works perfect, does not hurt the material, and cleans it really good. I'm also going to be taking some old rust from a bucket loader scoop that is 60, 70 years old and seeing what happens when we melt that down with the Fresnel lens. So while it's raining, this is some of the repairs that I did about 3 months ago on this lens. Heat mended. This was a huge crack that I took care of here, and it hasn't resurfaced. Here's one up here. This one's really big, and it didn't break through. So this lens needs to be washed since it's raining out. Maybe we'll do that process next. This is the magic product. It's called Totally Awesome. You can get it at the dollar store. You can get it at Walmart, I believe. And you just put it on full strength. You want to probably wear a respirator when you're using this, because this stuff will really irritate your lungs. But it is a very good cleanser, and you just drench the lens and then you let it set. So I'm going to get a rag and show you what this is pulling off of there. So a Fresnel lens has a smooth side, which you can do the same thing and just wipe it down, but it also has the Fresnel pattern side, which you don't want to go up and down. You just want to follow the ring pattern, pretty much like if you had a record that you were cleaning. So this is some of the just natural green mold that's absorbed in from sitting outside, and you just want to give it a little bit of a rough wipe down, spray it again, and then hose it. If you happen to pull a lens from a sports bar, the opposite side, the non-Fresnel side, you're going to notice that it is going to have a brown coating on it. It's probably from back in the day when people smoked around the TVs. It's just something that happens. Or if you get one from a house like that, but it's all good. It comes off very easily. So you just hose it down next. So that lens that was pretty gross and foggy, now has a nice clearness to it. And you can really, if you take more time, I just kind of did this fast, but you get a soft, very soft paper towel, not a rough one, and you can work into those grooves a lot better. But that looks a hell of a lot better than it did before. So let's assume that you are lucky enough to get yourself a Fresnel lens like this one. This, you pretty much want to avoid a high definition. I've mentioned that before. Any TV that is $19.99 and before is going to give you a good lens. This one happens to be a very high quality linear lens that can be buffed into a spot. The video link to how to do that is below. I've got another method of doing it that I'll show you in a future video that actually works a lot better. It takes about 1/3 of the time. But for right now, we're just going to go with this, and I'll show you how to mend this lens. So you can see it's a linear. This one's very dirty, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Awesome and get this one cleaned up. So a crack like this, if you let it go, it'll just continue moving on down the lens. So what you do is you take yourself a regular drill and a regular drill bit, and right where the crack is, you want to go forward very easy and slow. And you get the drill bit started. You do not go all the way through, or you'll just make a mess and have another direction to work with. And then you reverse it, and you melt your way through there, and that ends the crack right there. It creates a new area. So if you're by the edge again, you would just cut this off. But because this one doesn't have a big crack like that in the middle, you can go ahead and just do that. So you start it. Once a little bit of material is removed, reverse it and melt your way right through. And that is the best way, not just for this, but for any type of acrylic material. You can buy a special drill bit to do this, but this one's 60 cents. The other ones are like $12. What you have is a typical crack in the lens, and this soldering iron that I'm using, or soldering iron, whatever you want to call it, has seen its day. It's not in the greatest shape, but it works. So what you want to do is go to the very edge and melt a nice deep gouge into it. Keep in mind, this isn't going to have a beautifully perfect look to it, but you can definitely go in and do this and save the lens. So you just want to put some nice melt points in there. Another thing you can do, if you happen to have a crack that is a little bit more unstable, there might be a little piece missing, you could take another type of plastic and just come right down and melt a little bit of it off and smear it right into place. And now you're making like a plastic mend right across there. Hopefully this picks up, and they don't have to be the same exact material, believe it or not. So if you look, this one has some cracks coming out this way, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it right there. And we're just going to do the same thing and work this plastic. And it does kind of look not so pretty, but that lens that you saw outside that I was using, I did those repairs 2 or 3 months ago. They've held up fine. It's stable, and that lens has actually fallen over from the wind a few times. So that is how you heat mend a lens. So it's raining again, and we're gonna see. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Oh, that's so hot. I'm gonna take this inside. Oh, that whole thing is hot. Damn. That was our rust. You can see how the lens tracked across there. We're gonna see how that material turned out. I'm gonna cool this down. I'm just gonna quench it real quick. See that stored heat in there? That's been out of the sun for about 15 minutes too, because of this. Wow, that's amazing. So you end up with a dark colored magnetic material that's brittle, but it's different than that rusty stuff. Pretty cool. This is how you can fix a Fresnel lens with a crack in it, prevent it from spreading even more, and also a great way to clean the ring side of the Fresnel lens. I'm your host, Dan Rojas. Thank you for watching, and enjoy our videos.